What is up, everyone? What's up? Happy Friday. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. You can see me. We have no technical difficulties. Let me know. Put a yes if you can hear me so we can get this thing going. Welcome to the third episode of the Hackathon News Network. I am your host, Jelani, coming to you live from the world's largest hackathon. And honestly, it's been a crazy few weeks. There have been so many projects that I've seen on X and all over the internet. So I just wanted to give you an update on the hackathon itself, because like I said, it's been a crazy few weeks. So we have had over 120,000 registered participants, and that number is continuing to climb. We're in the last few days of the hackathon, but that doesn't mean that you can't enter and be one of the people, one of the 120,000 people that have entered. Thousands and thousands and thousands of projects have been submitted already, and over 60,000 members are a part of the Bolt Discord, engaging and talking and getting inspiration on what they want to build next. There's over 30 mentors, and of course, there's over $1 million in prizes, and you should be a part of that as well. There's a very special announcement as well at the end of this, so stay to the end so that you can see what that is. But I don't want to waste any more time. We're gonna showcase 4 different projects today. Last week we did 3, but today we're going to spice it up a little, and we're going to do 4 different projects showcasing what they've built and how they built it, and just do like a little mini podcast type vibe. So if you're cool with it, I'm going to bring on the first guest. Andrew, welcome to the stage.
Hey, what's up, Jay? How's it going?
What is going on, my man? How are you doing today?
Doing great. How are
Where
you?
you calling in from?
I'm in Los Angeles, sunny LA.
Nice. Cool. Well, I would love to just see your project, but before we get into it, how did you actually start your project, or how did you even hear about the hackathon itself?
Yeah, all right. Well, I've got a little bit of a backstory for you. So I'm a UI developer and designer with like over 12 years of experience in the field. And believe it or not, I spent the last 3 years working on a no-code development tool. Basically, the initial vision for the project was to create a tool that could build any app without the user having to write any code. And unfortunately, Bolt.new and other AI tools have fulfilled that vision a lot better than the company I was working for, because the market seemed to agree, because I got laid off at the beginning of this year because we didn't have enough users. So yeah. So it's been a whirlwind of a 2025. At the same time, my wife was pregnant with our first baby. I ended up getting another job in GovTech, and about 2 months after that, I got laid off for a second time in 2025, thanks to Doge. And so now I'm unemployed, and I have a 2-week-old baby. So all that to say, that's kind of how I ended up kind of thinking, I'm unemployed, I have a 2-week-old baby. At the time, she was still pregnant. And I thought the best thing to do for my career would be to delve into AI like as much as possible, because this definitely seems to be where the industry is going. Things seem to be rapidly evolving with AI, and I already felt like I was behind. And so pretty soon after that, I saw the Bolt.new hackathon, and I was like, this is it. This is exactly the best opportunity for me to be able to learn about AI, web development, and to be able to build something awesome and possibly get rewarded for it. So yeah, that's my story.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a crazy story, and I'm sorry to hear that, but congratulations on the new birth of your baby.
Thank you.
It seems that you're entering a new era of your life, and
absolutely
Bolt is going to definitely be a part of it, it seems. So I would love to just showcase your project. I think your story is unique because there's a lot of people who may not have the exact story as you, but they want to take their ideas and put it into the world and have that opportunity. And AI and Bolt obviously gives us that opportunity. So tell us about what you built.
Yeah, 100%. And on that topic, this is an idea that I've had in the back of my head for many, many years. And Bolt allowed me to create it way easier than I ever could on my own. I'm gonna be honest, I would never have built this without Bolt. So this is Time Scroll Studio. And yeah, so this idea was in the back of my head for many years. I was lucky enough to travel a lot with my wife when we were in our 20s. And like one of our favorite things to do was to explore, ancient ruins and different sites throughout the world. And so we would always, like, after our trips, we'd be like, how much older, like, were those pyramids than, like, Machu Picchu, and, like, how much older was the Roman Forums than, all these different sites. And it was actually kind of hard to, like, visualize it in your head. So that's where this idea was born. So Time Scroll Studio allows you to create a timeline, add any events you want to add, and then it creates a beautiful timeline with the events accurately spaced apart, so you can kind of actually visualize the passage of time. So here we're looking at the history of the American Revolution, and you can see how far apart events actually took place. Another interesting one is here's the 7 ancient wonders of the world. Kind of crazy to see the Great Pyramids of Giza and how much farther apart they are. Keep scrolling down the page because you can actually, like, you're visualizing the passage of time in the browser. And I'm still scrolling here, and then here's the next ancient wonder of the world, and all the other ones are, like, a lot closer to each other. Just a really interesting, cool little way to experience history, visualize the passage of time.
Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. This is so cool, man. I definitely want to check this out.
And there's a whole management section where you can come and create your events, add new events, and yeah, that's the idea.
Super cool.
How
long did it take you to make this?
Yeah, so the first, like, 1/3 of the hackathon, I was working on a completely different project, and I decided that this would just be a cooler idea. So the second third of the hackathon, I decided to pivot, but that's, like, kind of when my baby was born, and I kind of was spending a lot of time in the hospital and taking care of a newborn and baby. So this has been going for, give or take, like 10 days.
I mean, you make it seem like it's so long. Like 10 days to make this from idea to, like, actually seeing it is actually insane. So congratulations on that. This is a super cool application. And I think it's a testament to not only your resilience, but your ability to take what you know from a UI perspective and deploy it into a more code environment, and Bolt allows that. So this is super cool. This is so sick, actually.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I really, really like this. Great job, man.
Thank you.
How can people follow you and, like, follow your journey and your project?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been building in public on X. You can follow me at www_dot_Andrew. And I'll keep posting my updates there. So yeah.
Sick. Nice. Well, again, congratulations on your new birth of your child. And also,
thank you.
I think you're on the right path. Your new journey ahead, for sure, especially with the new skill set that you have with Bolt. I think there's a lot of opportunity for you to take that skill that you have from UI and actually deploy in Bolt. So
100%.
Yeah, for sure. Well, congratulations, man. I'm going to bring on the next guest. Thank you so much for sharing your project.
Awesome. Thanks, Jay.
Yeah, for sure. See ya, Andrew. All right, that was really cool. You can build some really cool things, obviously, with Bolt, and you saw that there. It's amazing. I'm going to bring on the next guest, Allison. Allison, can you join us to the stage?
I am ready. I'm
You're
here.
back. Okay, cool.
Can you see me?
I can now.
There we go. I can see myself now. Hello.
Nice. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful on this absolutely amazing Friday. Tell us about yourself. What's your story?
Absolutely. I'm based in Toronto, Canada, and I work in medical AI. So I have been aware of Bolt since about October of last year, when our head of AI at my company messaged me on Slack and said, you need to, like, look into Bolt ASAP. So I've been kind of dabbling around every time I have an idea that I think would be cool to mock up. And then when the hackathon launched in end of May, I was all for it. Let's get an idea out there.
Nice. I'm curious, like, from your boss's perspective, like, what made him want you to go and, like, deploy this? Was it to build new applications for the company, or, like, just because he wanted you to learn?
Expand your skill set, see where, like, AI is going, and keep abreast of all the different tools that are out there.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think that's a trend that's going to continue as people see AI can, like, really build quickly for proof of concepts. So yeah, I totally agree. What's your app? Let's see it.
Yeah, this is called WhereTF. So just for some background as well, I'm totally non-technical. I did not write a single line of code. Although if you do follow me on X, I do know how to make videos. So I've been posting my experience creating this on like short form videos, vlogging, showing what I've been doing the whole time. So that was kind of my thesis going into this, is that I wanted to share my story building, and I wanted to create an app that would be applicable to a lot of different people. So this app is to help people find things in their own home. This is a issue my husband and I deal with quite a bit. We're constantly asking each other where things are. So this is a household inventory management system that allows you to add all the items across your house. You can do it in bulk, you can add it by containers or add rules, and then you can search for your items. So over the last month, I've been building this, and now you can go in, you can add your items, you can search for things rather than asking your wife constantly where those things are. It'll pop up. And all right, let me ask you this. Have you ever been looking for something and then your like mom or someone is approaching and you're just like panicking?
Yes, of course. I think a lot of people have that experience.
Like, and then it ends up being right in front of your face.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is kind of like my fun feature that I wanted to put into this called panic mode. And then this was my like integration with 11 Labs. Hopefully it works right now. But when you hit panic mode, you have 30 seconds to find whatever you're looking for, and it's going to try and stress you out. So hopefully you can hear it here.
I don't think I hear anything yet.
Okay, it must be the audio. It's basically integration from 11 Labs going, have you even tried opening your eyes with this like siren pulsing in the background? But that was my fun mode. It is very loud if my microphone wasn't hiding it. But anyways, so this is the app, and you can go in and view your inventory. You can add your items in here. And and you can even create viewable links. So if you have like a house sitter or somebody coming by who is going to be watching your house and you don't want to like have them asking you where stuff is all the time, it'll do that. And then if you don't have the inventory item exactly in here, I have a call set up with OpenAI to do like a smart search. So it'll look where similar things are stored and look at your rules, and it'll recommend where to look for those things. So
this is super cool. My mind went directly to like Airbnbs. Like imagine if an Airbnb had this, and the guest is like trying to find stuff, and then just like search, and then it shows where it is. That'd be super cool.
That is a great idea that I have not thought of. So thank you.
Well, there you go. Great idea. Sweet. So you mentioned that you were sharing this on social media. What's that experience been like for you?
It's been amazing. There's been so many lovely people who have come out to like encourage me. One of my favorite comments was that somebody said that they've been sharing my videos with somebody who is non-technical, or like their friends and family who are non-technical, who are like don't know where to even start, and like show them like somebody's doing this who like has never written a line of code, is like totally unfamiliar. And it's been like a good source of inspiration for them to get started with it as well. Because I think it is kind of daunting. Like, although it's called vibe coding, no one knows what that means, you know? So
what's some advice that you would give someone who was in your position, non-technical, but wants to be able to conceptualize some ideas? What would you tell them to do?
I mean, I think, first of all, this weekend would be the best opportunity ever to get into Bolt while it's free, and check out some of the different things that you could do, because I know like sometimes you don't want to pay up front, like before you ever like get an experience. Just go like type one sentence, and as soon as you start seeing all the code being built in front of your eyes, like that is like the most crazy feeling to see that like happening in front of you. So I think that would be the best, the best way to start.
100%. I think the exploration and the curiosity, and I always tell people to be like a kid, like just have fun, you know?
Yeah. When I saw it happening for the first time, my mind was just blown. Like I showed every single person I knew. I'd be my parents on the couch next to me and be like, describe something.
Exactly. Just look at this. I just built this.
Yeah.
Awesome. If anyone wants to follow you, where can they check out your journey?
Yeah, my username on X is Allison, ALISON _Mitro. And I'd love to connect with other people who are also building. I love to follow the stories.
Yeah, absolutely. I really thank you so much for sharing your idea and being, open to allowing people to see what you're actually building. So appreciate that. And if someone like yourself is able to build that and they don't have technical experience, it just goes to show how powerful it is. So
For sure.
Anyone who's watching this who's non-technical, you can do it too, just like Allison has. Thank you so much, Allison. I'm going to bring on the next guest.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. All right. Awesome. I'm going to bring on Juliana, who's going to show us her version of Hackathon, what app she's been building. Hi.
Hi there. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Where are you calling in from?
Well, I want to explain that a little bit. So I'm Colombian, but my residency is in Paraguay, but I'm currently in El Salvador.
Gotcha. So you're kind of just all over. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, being able to work remote can definitely help with that too.
Yes.
I'm curious to know how you got into it as well. I'm always curious to know people's story and their background and how they found Bolt. And if you're technical and non-technical, what's your story?
So I'm a marketer and I've been working in tech for the last like 4 years, over 4 years, but I specifically work a lot with Web3, so crypto, blockchain, and everything. And obviously I always wanted to build something, but I have no idea how to code. I'm just like Allison, like I have no idea. I didn't write one single line of code. And over like a month ago, I saw the ad from Bolt, the biggest ad that you guys put out there. And I was like, okay, if I can build something you just using AI and I don't need to know how to code, so then I'm gonna join. And that's why I decided to join Bolt.
Nice. What were you doing in tech before? Just the marketing side?
Yeah, so I just do marketing, a lot of content creation for tech companies. Specifically, when it comes to blockchain and crypto, it's super difficult to understand. Like it's a whole different world. And what I do is to simplify the information and just put it out there for people to easily digest that information.
Mm-hmm. Cool, awesome, I love it. All right, let's see what you're working, cooking up. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, please work. I'm telling you.
I know.
Let me see. Okay. Can you see it now?
It's loading up right now. Yes, I see it now.
Okay, perfect. So this is Whatub. Whatub is a city-based discovery platform that shows sports fans exactly which bars and restaurants are streaming the games they care about while giving venues an easy way to list and promote their live events. So let's go, for example, here. So you can see this is a platform. And the headline is "Every place is stadium if you know where to look." Here you're supposed to discover bars, venues, restaurants, whatever that is streaming the match, the races that you care about. I created Whatub because I am a nomad. And when you're a nomad, if anyone here travels a lot, they should know that sometimes it gets lonely out there when you're a nomad. And for me, I grew up with my two brothers, with my dad, with my mom, and we were always watching the games together. And it's definitely not the same if you're sitting in a room alone. And it happened to me many times, especially like last year during the Copa America, that I couldn't like watch the games at some place because I didn't know what place was streaming the game I needed to see. So probably like I was always looking for Colombia. Colombia got to the finals against Argentina and lost there. But my point is, for me, when I was thinking about what to build here, and after I had to restart because the project that I wanted to build at the beginning was a very common project, which was a Bolt template marketplace, then I had to switch. And I was like, okay, this is a real problem that I'm having. And I know there are a lot of sports fans out there that would love to go and find a place to see it, and even like to be around other people that are also like cheering for their team or their favorite pilot. Like if they like Formula One, I also like Formula One a lot. So for me, this was an opportunity to connect people. And also this is an industry, the US sports bar segment alone in 2024 brought 2.2 billion in revenue. So it's a huge industry with a lot of money in. And next year, we're going to see the World Cup in 3 different countries. So I think this is tackling an amazing like opportunity, let's say.
Absolutely.
So probably I can show you a little bit more. So here it is. We can go. Those are the main cities that I'm working on right now. Obviously, this is not finished yet. And then you can go and see the events. And these are mock events. I don't have anything real now. But basically, the business model also goes to, it's for the business pay to be able to like list their events and take the reservation. So you can see here that you can make a reservation as a user. For you as a user, it's totally free. The ones that actually have to like pay for it are restaurants and venues. And here, basically, you have all the information that you need, the location. Well, right now, because it's a mock event, doesn't have the location, the parking information, the owner, the number of screens, the website, and everything. And then you have the opportunity to make a reservation that goes directly to your profile. This is a profile of the admin of the platform. So basically, you're not going to get to see much here. And I don't have any upcoming events saved, but you have everything that you need to go to your event, to like be able to see your game wherever you are in the city that you choose and you live, and be able to share with other sports fans.
Yeah, this is super, super cool. I really like this. And I agree that community is something that people strive to find. And if you're able to do that with an application like this is great. I'm curious to know, the design is really nice. How did you work with Bolt to get that design elements right?
So the first, the hero section that you're seeing right now, it was actually Bolt that did it, and actually a lot of people complimented me on that, and they were like, "How do you do that?" But actually, it was Bolt first attempt, and I was like kind of surprised. But then, for example, the header, it wasn't that cute, to be honest. So I just went look for one for inspiration, and then I fed Bolt with the information about the header and how I would like it to look. And then Bolt did the job. And also it happened with the colors. The initial colors were like yellow and like dark blue. And I think just like this color is more like, I don't know, it gives me more like,
it's a pop.
Inspiration. I don't know. It just gives me more. So I changed the colors as well. And then the cards for the events and everything was like slowly like telling Bolt to improve it, because it wasn't looking that good. But the hero section, that is something that people actually have been asking about, and that was Bolt. And then I fed it like with some images, because the images were kind of like not appropriate for what it was. So I just found this one is in Medellin in Colombia, and that's the stadium with the two main teams from the city, which is Nacional and Medellin. So yeah. Nice. It was just working with Bolt.
Yeah. And that's really cool. I think that's the coolest thing. Like, you're working with AI or Bolt to like build your dream, right? I'm curious to know, as a marketer, do you find that you have like so many ideas, and now that you can actually make these ideas using Bolt?
I feel like marketers are very creative people, and my biggest advice is to focus on just one idea and like work on that one and just stick to it. In social media, it's also about like consistency. So I think it's amazing that now we can bring these ideas to life, but also like don't start building a lot of things at the same time. Just focus on one and stick to it and see what happens. And obviously it has to be something that inspires you, something that you like and you love. And I love sports. I play football. I play fencing. I watch Formula One. So for me, this is something that I actually like and love. And I know that a lot of people share this sentiment with me. So that's something that I would advise people to do, like just to focus on something that they really like and love. So it doesn't feel like you're actually working, but you are actually doing something towards like a dream of yours or whatever.
Right. Yeah, that's great advice. I resonate with that advice as well. Totally agree. Especially when you have so many opportunities, just focus on one that you really like. Thank you so much, Juliana, for showing us and
thank you
sharing. Where can people find you to follow your journey?
Well, I've been sharing my journey. I did a whole video on like documentary type, even about Bolt. You can find it on my profile on X. It's at I am Juliana Se. So basically in English it would be Juliana, but it's actually Juliana because it's a Spanish name. Mm-hmm. So I am Juliana C. Like okay. C. And then you can find me there and like join me if you want in this journey.
Yeah, they just posted it. So people go check her out. She's doing some really cool things. Thank you so much. I'm going to bring on the next guest. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great weekend. All right, Matt, welcome to the stage.
Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. You're
Good.
smiley. I like the smile. You're bringing smiles to the stream. I love it. Where are you calling in from?
I'm from Bristol in the United Kingdom. So yeah, it's 9 o'clock here. So
nice, a bit late.
Evening session. Yeah, evening session.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, even though it's kind of late for you. I'm curious to know what's your story? What's your background? Technical, non-technical, marketer? What's going on there?
No, not non-technical. I'm in quite a weird place. I didn't have my first proper job till I was 27. So after uni, I tried to start a startup. And the startup culture is not quite the same in the UK. So it was really hard trying to raise funding at that time, and we're just biting off little bits of funding like as we went. And then after 5 years, we failed. So a tough one to take, but I probably should have given up earlier. And then since then, I just had to go and get a job. So I went into an agency, and then pretty much ever since, so for the last 4 years, I've just been staying at jobs for about 9 months. Love it at the start, and then get that itch to go and do something different. So
For sure.
I've been jumping around, and I'm kind of a jack of all trades, so I'm not a specialist at anything, which puts me in a bit of a tight position in the job market. So right now I'm freelancing, so I don't have a full-time job, but I'm just helping out friends and stuff with their projects. And I work with our animal foundation. So my part of my job is to just meet with all these animal rescues and essentially help them on their digital fundraising. So
nice.
Putting all the kind of stuff I've learned for profit into the non-profit space,
Gotcha.
which is kind of related to the project. So
cool. Before we dive into the product, I'm interested to know, like, from your experience of starting a startup or trying to build a startup to now using Bolt, do you find that you took a lot of knowledge and experience into building Bolt? Has it made it easier when using Bolt?
Like it's crazy. It's crazy. So when we first raised, we were only like 21, and we were both non-technical. So that actually put us in a hard spot anyway. But we had to spend $60,000. I'll do it in dollars. $60,000 on like a prototype. It was a marketplace, and like it just took ages. Like I think the developers got angry at us for asking to make changes. And now if I could go back in time, I could make it myself in like 2 days, which is just nuts. And then like in between that time, I've pretty much used every website builder, and still working on a project with Squarespace, which is like painful in comparison. So like I really think Bolt's just gonna kill all of these like legacy website builders.
Something really important that you just said that I want to highlight, and it's the control aspect of being able to build what you want and not having other people build your dreams. And Bolt allows for that. So amazing.
Absolutely. And then you're also not stuck. So when you're using other website builders, you're stuck in their parameters of what you can do. So if you wanted to build a landing page with a custom experience, you just do it in Bolt. Yeah, it's moldable to whatever you want to bring to life, really. So it's cool.
Exactly. All right, let's see what you got going on.
Cool. So bit random, and it potentially might be the first vibe coded non-profit. So I thought, if I'm going to spend a month building, if we don't win a prize, then what's the consolation? Can we raise some money for charity? So the project is essentially we let people offset their digital carbon emissions by planting seagrass, and it's kind of raising 2 points of awareness. First, the loss of seagrass, we're losing like 7% a year, and the governments are only funding 9% of what's needed just to stop the loss. And then the second point is like the kind of hidden cost of people's digital lives, like how every email you send, every AI query you make, it kind of produces carbon emissions. And our goal is to just highlight that a bit and give individuals the ability to offset their digital lives. So we've got kind of various plans, and this is a calculator I built. So £10 offsets your work emails for a year, £20 will offset your social media for a year, and it goes up like that. But essentially, the build isn't the most complicated thing in the world. It's fairly akin to a standard website. But how I've used Bolt has allowed me to kind of build anything we wanted. So I've kind of taken features that I love from other startups like Beehive. This is one of them. So Beehive has this thing called Beehive Boost, and when people subscribe to your newsletter, it recommends other newsletters that you can join. So here we've got a sign up for Dorsal, which is another ocean e-commerce brand who sell bracelets that protect ocean wildlife. And if you toggle this on, then you also sign up to Dorsal. And basically, the premise behind that is I probably should start at the beginning, because the charity, 60% of your donations goes to planting seagrass, and 40% of your donations go to marketing to help find the next person. So the goal is to try and create like this flywheel effect where where's it gone? A flywheel effect where each donation brings in another a donator. And to do this, we need 2.5 times return on ad spend, essentially. So the first part of the project was building the website. The second part was trying to get an official partner, which we have. We've partnered with Seagrass Blue based in Nice. So they're our first partner. And actually from this call, they gave us money to put towards our ad budget to test, which is great. So far, we've raised $2,600, which is a good start. And tomorrow we're starting the ads, which is going to be kind of the key stage. Oh, sorry, I've stopped sharing my screen.
All good. That's fine.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. So essentially, it all relies on us being able to get a 2.5 return on ad spend, because if we can do that, then it just is a flywheel that keeps planting seagrass and keeps growing the seagrass meadow.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. You took a passion, it took something that you're doing currently, and then built an application that could support what you're doing currently, which I think is super, super powerful. It's almost like you're building an internal tool for your initiative using Bolt, which is really awesome.
Exactly. It's trying to bring like some experimental aspects of running a startup, but using it for a non-profit. And it's had its challenges. Like it's been very hard to get like kind of credibility. We haven't had time to register or get any paperwork sorted. But yeah, it really excites to see where it goes. And if the ideal scenario would be to win a prize to help fund like the cost, because literally every penny donated goes to Ocean Action. Like none of it goes to us. We're following the charity water model in that sense. But if not, I've built a really nice relationship with Seagrass Blue now, and we can kind of merge it in. So if we say we're going to end the weekend on 2,000 new newsletter subscribers, this amount of donations, at the end of the hackathon, there is the possibility of merging it all into Seagrass Blue. So it's not going to be for nothing. And it's it's been a lot of fun, but I am excited for next week when I can have a day not thinking about seagrass.
That's funny. How are you currently taking those donations? Is it through the Stripe integration?
Yeah, through Stripe, and then once you land on the thank you page, we've actually implemented a reward scheme. So again, taking the affiliate model that lots of startups use and applying it to a charity. And when we say 60% of your donation goes to Seagrass, 40% goes on marketing, well, that's just our ad budget. So we can let customers recommend their friends, and we can actually pay them in prizes or cash for anyone they bring in. So the goal really over the weekend is to try and get as many people on our Ocean Partner Program. There's a whole page on the website about that. And then probably over the next few weeks is trying to get as many of them to make donations. If we can get to that 2.5 ROAS, then it's honestly job done, because that's what I set out to prove at the start. And it's not going to be straightforward, but but yeah, that would just for me be a massive win, and then we just put more money into it because it'll keep printing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, bravo for taking the initiative to not only build something really amazing for the world, but also just using Bolt for something for better good. Where can people find you to follow your journey?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter, and like, thank you so much to everyone who's liked and supported along the way. I've never posted 28 days in a row. I'm not very good at consistency, let's say that. And then, but to be honest, I'd love for everyone to go and follow Seagrass app on Instagram, because we're about to start the ads. We're about to run $1,000 of ads over the next 2 days before, like, I'm trying to squeeze it in before the end of the competition. So any social proof like that just helps the ads do better. So yeah, if you just open up Instagram and type in Seagrass app, then you'll find us.
Sweet. All right.
Thank you so much.
Go follow. Thank you so much, Matt. And thank you for everyone else who showed up and was able to share and showcase what they're building. As you can see, Bolt can do all types of things. And if you haven't joined the hackathon yet, you're just watching as a viewer, you still have time. Submissions are due Monday, June 30th. So we have about 3 days left of the hackathon where you can go and participate. So you still have plenty of time to submit. Just make sure you submit, because you could potentially win. You never know. And make sure as well that you check out this YouTube video. We're going to put it on the screen here. But this YouTube video will share how you can submit your project. There's a lot of questions on how to do that. And we have a whole video that explains exactly that process, from submitting, what's required, how to actually add links, and all the good stuff for you to actually enter. So we're going to put the YouTube link. It's youtube.com/watch. And it is !V = SYLGK OAJQRY. So we should be putting this here. I'm just going to put in the chat for you guys. You can check that video out just so that you can learn how to actually submit your projects. And if you have any questions or any issues with submitting your project, then don't panic. Obviously, we're here to support you, but email DevPostSupport. Okay, so email their support at support@devpost. So DEVPOST.com, and they'll get back to you ASAP. So if you have any issue or questions about the submitting your project, make sure you hit up their support. And put it on the screen here. Yep, this is exactly it. It'll go through all the process, judging criteria, all that stuff. And last but not least, the special announcement that I said earlier is that Bolt is free this weekend. We made an announcement on X, and it's free. So starting June 28th, so tomorrow at 12 a.m., so 12 a.m. at midnight, so Pacific time, so PT, and through Sunday, June 29th at 11:59 PT, it's totally free. So you guys can use it, build. Still have time to submit your projects. You can take this time now, take the weekend off, and build the project that you wanted to build all along. I'm sure you guys have so many different types of ideas, and now you can actually see them through. So make sure that you do that. You can also check out the official announcement on X. You can go and see the bolt.new status, which explains all the details for it being free. But again, the submittal date, the last date that you can submit your projects is Monday, June 30th. Okay, so you still have time, but June 30th is the absolute deadline for you to actually submit your project. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. That is it for today's Hackathon News Network session. Thank you so much for all of our builders and who showed and showcase their projects today with us and giving other people inspiration. It's always great to see what other people of the community are doing. So thank you guys so much for showing us what you're building. And again, check out the YouTube video on how to submit. Monday, June 30th, last date. And that's it. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.